Bow, chicka wow wow. What's up, party people? Thank you for tuning in to Elevate Your Life. I am your hostess with the mostess, L as in the letter L, key as in the key to your heart. Okay, so just a little sneak peek as I haven't figured out how to manage doing my podcast on a video platform and on the audio platform. I'm still working on that. Chanel, you're going to have to wait. Anyway, shout out to all my regular listeners and loyal fans. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Sorry, trying to find a good angle here. A couple things I want to talk about, and I actually have some notes because, as most of you know, so today is Wisdom Wellness Wednesday, and what I want to talk about is wisdom and wellness on this Wednesday. So, just to share a little bit about myself, I actually went to a Buddhist retreat today to get grounded, centered. I am a Christian, but I have several beliefs, and I tell a lot of you that I don't want to talk politics or religion because it could divide us rather than unite us, because politics and religion divide us and love unites us, right? But the reason I went to this retreat is, one, it was on the way to the beach, and the beach is my happy place. You know, I'm Cancer the crab, so anytime I can get out in the sun and next to water, that's a double bonus win for me. So on the way, we went to a Buddhist, my girlfriend and I. I'm not going to mention her because I haven't gotten her consent for it. So I like to make sure it's okay before I do those kinds of things. But anyway, so we went to a Buddhist retreat, and it was really just to get my Zen back. And because I've been in this funk, right? And here's the assessment that I came to. And it's so interesting how things come full circle. I met a girlfriend yesterday, Lulu, and her guy is also going through adversity. And she was talking to me about it, and she was kind of giving the old, yeah, but at least you're not dead. At least you can walk. At least you can talk, yada, yada. You know, the spiel I gave the other day if you watched my video. And a lot of people don't realize that while we do have perspective in those moments of adversity where we have to change, it just, a light bulb went on and came to me, and that person for me, that person that I used to be, that would do shots with my friends and drink from the Tito's bottle when we were rafting, and rally the troops and be drinking Tito's and soda, or going wine tasting, drinking everything on the menu, whatever. I kind of had to, and this is going to sound crazy, but it's almost like it's a death. Like, I have to put that person away because that person doesn't exist anymore. I'm still here. My body, soul, mind, spirit, all of that is still here. But the way I do things, my lifestyle, the way I socialize, all those things have changed. And so, in accepting that and recognizing that, and somebody saying, you know what, it sucks. It sucks you can't do A, B, and C. Here's what you can do. And I realized it was like a death I had to mourn, like, oh, goodbye to the old life of enjoying all my favorite foods and beverages and doing shots with my friends, or, going out to bars and cheersing people. And again, it's not to say that I can't do those things. I certainly can. But the way that I will handle those situations and navigate through the new style of doing things, whether it's order a water or this is the tricky part. I can't even tell you something. It's like, oh, can't have cranberry juice, can't have orange juice, can't have grapefruit juice. So chances are I would have to have water in a situation like that. And I used to be a water with lemon and a straw girl, and now I'm like, I'll just have water. So it just got me thinking about some things. And so what I have been doing, aside from today, of going to this Buddha retreat and reading the chants that they do, it made sense to me how you really have to change your mindset. Well, there's people out there that have a fixed mindset and don't know how to do that. And then there's people like myself who have a growth mindset and have gone through the roller coaster of emotions, of being mad and sad and frustrated and disappointed and guilty and shame. Like, did I do this to myself? How did this happen to me? Why did this happen to me? All of that. So what I've been doing is listening. Well, first of all, going and connecting with nature. The other day I was having a weak moment and I was meditating in my room. And I thought of you, Jeff Para, because I was meditating in my room. I'm like, I'm struggling, I'm spiraling. Oh my God. And I went outside and I took my shoes off and I stood in the earth and just grounded myself and reminded myself, I'm here, I'm walking, I'm talking, I can still work, I can still take care of my dog, I can still do my household chores. You get the idea, right? There's a lot of things I can still do. Yeah, it sucks. I can't have the foods and drinks that I used to enjoy. And it sucks that I have to adapt a new way of socializing without cheersing and doing shots and what have you. But I can do it. I just have to reprogram my brain that I have to do it differently. So today when I went to the retreat, I was reading all the chants and the prayers and just becoming one with nature and being so grateful that we live in California and we live amongst such beauty of hummingbirds and huge pine trees and just practicing gratitude. So important. Anyway, I want to share some things with you that I listened to in a video. And it talks about the 8 struggles you're going through, and that it means, basically what it means is, if you're going through some of these 8 struggles, and I'm not going to read all 8, I'm just going to read a handful of them, that it means it's leading to something greater. It's preparing you for a new beginning. And so I wanted to share that with you. So number 1, you are going through struggles, pain, fear, uncertainty. Well, when you are going through these things, you're kind of spiraling, like what I talked about, right? But then all of a sudden, after you're going through all this spiraling, you're like, hey, wait a minute. I think I'm okay. I think I'm going to be okay. I think I'm in the stage of acceptance. I'm ready to, take on this new chapter. And so your subconscious mind, your energy shifts. and you have an unexplainable peace. And that's literally what came to me. Yeah, after I got the doctor's diagnosis, I was like, woe is me, 3 incurable autoimmune diseases. Oh my God. And one of them could lead to cancer. Oh my God. Oh my God. But I can't live in fear when I still have a life to live, right? So after I went through all those emotions and did my meditating and realized my cup is not half full, it's not half empty, I'm grateful to have a cup. So it helped to give me unexplainable peace. Number 2, things that used to go wrong are now starting to go right for you. So, do you ever have one of those days where you're like, darn it, I spilled the coffee on myself, and now I went to put on my lipstick and the lip liner broke, and now I can't find my keys. And as you're rushing to the car, oh, and I forgot my lunch, so you got to run back. And it's just like one thing after another on your day, and you're like, why? But then the things that used to go wrong are changing. All of a sudden, you're hitting all the green lights when you're running late to work. That would be me, by the way. And you get the closest parking spot. And so the doors that are always shutting on you are all starting to open. I have to tell you, that one really hit home for me because especially Monday through Friday, I'm always throwing myself together. Like, I give myself an hour and it's never enough time. At the last minute, I'm like, oh, I don't want to have my protein shake. I decided I want to have oatmeal. Oh, but that means I got to do this and that. And I am that person that leaves and then I forgot something, or, oh, I forgot to turn something off, or I get all the way to the car and I'm like, darn it, I forgot my license, or whatever the case may be, right? And then what's happened lately is I did hit all the green lights. I have gotten the closest parking spots. I'm like, divine intervention? Okay. And then, number 3, you start losing interest in things that drained you. You surrounded yourself with people who take from you. Well, I can definitely attest to that. I do feel that that's happened to me recently, where I have people that just come to me when they need something, whether it's advice or money or borrowing something or a favor or whatever it is. And then I'm thinking, I'm doing all these things, but when I ask for it in return, it feels like it falls on deaf ears. And you don't do those things to expect something in return, but you're hoping that, right? Well, what you find out is the things that you start losing interest in, and those people that drained you, suddenly they kind of excuse themselves from your life. And the next thing you know, you're surrounded with different people. Not the people that took from you, but now people that your mind and your soul align with. People that support you and encourage you and want to help you be better instead of keeping you in that funk that you're in. So it's important to stay focused. If something comes back to haunt you, this is your final challenge. Will you give up or will you push through? This is where you feel tested. And so your struggles don't define you. It's how you overcome those struggles. So, and then lastly, if you keep seeing these numbers on receipts, songs, friends, like 1111, 222, 777, that's the universe aligning to show you. Listen, trust, breakthrough, change. strange synchronicity. So in other words, if you start getting around people and they're talking about, oh yeah, I just made a breakthrough, and oh yeah, I'm looking to change jobs, or oh yeah, so meet me at this space 1111, and the code is 222, and oh, park in space 777. When all those things start coming to align, basically it's telling us that it's the universe telling us that the reason you're going through these struggles is because you are going to overcome all of this adversity that I keep talking about, to prepare you for something greater, to prepare you for your new journey, your new chapter. So I would encourage you to think on that, marinate on that, meditate on that. It's definitely opened my mind to a new way of thinking. And it's interesting that it's talking about this because just yesterday I spent a lunch date with a girlfriend, and her guy is going through something that I just went through. And she was telling him, oh, yeah, you're struggling with that, but you still got this. And sometimes all we want that person to say in that moment is, that sucks for you. I'm sorry that happened to you. I believe that it's challenging for you to move on to this next chapter. When you process your feelings and think about them, work them through, I believe that something bigger and better is in line for you. It's important to acknowledge the person's feelings, because it's like a loss for us, guys and girls. It's literally like a loss for us. So I would just encourage you to think about that. And obviously it's encouraged for you to talk to somebody, a counselor, because we can spiral down into depression. Living with any sort of chronic pain when you're not used to it's a huge weight, because we feel like we're alone in this battle, and we're like, what am I doing here? Why am I still here? Well, I don't want to live in pain. I don't want to live in chronic pain. This sucks. So I hope that helps. I got to go do my audio podcast now, but I wanted to share these tips with you just on this Wisdom Wellness Wednesday, to think about having perspective, overcoming adversity, and to keep an eye out for these signs and how you can switch your mindset to a more positive mindset. And don't look at the cup half full, half empty. Be grateful you have a cup. And think about what that next chapter looks like. Because if we can reprogram our brains to do that, put that other self in a different place, that other self, whether you need to mourn the loss of that other self, or just say that other self isn't here right now, but I'm going to get them back. Or maybe you say, you know what, I'm going to put that self to rest, because out of the ashes rises the phoenix. I'm just saying. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope this helped you. And that's all I have for now. So, namaste. See you next time. Ciao for now.